Welcome to the KC Stars podcast, where we talk to people in the local Kansas City film industry. And I have with me Liz Hackworth. Liz, if you could introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Liz Hackworth, also known as Lizzi Leigh in the singer-songwriter circles. But yeah, I've been in and out of the Casey area since a week after I graduated from high school, which is a number of years ago. I'm not going to disclose at this moment, but it's been great to brush shoulders with all kinds of people all around town and all the different artistic endeavors we get up to in this part of the country. So
Wow. So,
yeah,
where did you graduate high school?
I graduated in Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha. I thought something. Whenever people come on the podcast, I look them up and I look up all their stuff, and I thought you were from the West Coast.
That makes sense. I was born in Pasadena, California. But yeah, was mostly raised in Nebraska, where my mom's family is from. So, yeah.
Okay. You're not the first person. It's kind of like Omaha and Wichita. I
Oh,
think everybody in Kansas City is friendly towards because I've met people from both of those places that say, I love it, but it's bigger in Kansas City. There's more opportunities. Is that why you moved here?
it's funny because I've done some back and forth action, especially over the last 5 or 7 years. And it's funny because I forget. I'll go back to Omaha and I'll think I'll just do the same thing that I'm doing here. I'll do it there. And then I get there and I go, geez, it's just different though. And then I find my way back to Kansas City, of course. But yeah, I think each place has its advantage, but there is a lot more, I think there's a lot more traction in Kansas City at this time. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell us about your background a little bit. Now, we know that you were born in Pasadena, California,
Yep.
and that you grew up as Omaha, Nebraska. Actually, sounds like Penny from The Big Bang Theory in a sense, in reverse. So, yeah. And now you were in Kansas City. How long have you lived in Kansas City overall in the past few years?
I I kind of just say like I've been in and out of town for the past. Now y'all can go do your math homework after this.
It doesn't
Uh,
matter. Hey, trust
10
me.
plus years.
I'm 26. People think I look
Yeah,
56. So, you never know.
these things happen. Yeah, no, I've been in and out of town for the past 10-ish years, 10 plus years. So,
Well, okay.
um, yeah. And it's funny. I was like afraid that you were going to ask me where am I from because obviously I've moved around a lot, but I really do consider that I was born as an actor and as a singer-songwriter in the KC metro area. Like I played my first concerts at coffee shops in Grandview and South KC, and I took my first acting. Like I studied acting in high school, but it was just drama class and theater productions and things like that. But like I really like went out of my way and sought my first acting class in Overland Park. And so I really consider this the place that I was kind of born as an artist, even though that desire was always in me. This is where I started to grow up and really become something.
Yeah, and I am talking to you live from beautiful Grandview, Missouri right now. What was
Oh,
the coffee shop that you were at?
it is now called Housewife Bistro and Cafe, but at the time it was called the Hard Bean Cafe. It was on Main Street,
Yeah,
just
no,
right
I'm
off the.
yeah,
Yeah.
we have for Grandview, we have a couple places like coffee shops that are spectacular. I don't know if you've heard like I think Housewife is the food is spectacular, like it's wonderful. And then there's another one called Aces, A-S-E. It is wonderful. The coffee is
I'm gonna add that to my list of places to check out.
yeah,
But go
and
on,
they
how is
have they
it?
get their it's actually a coffee bar, I guess, well, coffee bar, whatever, but then it's an actual bar in the evenings, but it's
Oh,
coffee in the
neat.
morning. I always thought what a great idea to use the space for both, and it's
Yeah,
pretty good size. And they serve Fox and the Bull pastries, which I guess a lot of places in town do.
cool.
I don't know if you've ever been to Fox and Bull, but they are a baker that's kind of right by Red Bridge, and they have a coffee shop that's open a couple days a week, is all.
Oh, they do as well. The ones who make the pastries have their own
Yeah,
shop.
yeah, they have their own coffee shop, but I think for the most part they're bakery and like all the like we went to Overland Park Farmers Market. They were selling pastries there.
Nice.
They it's spectacular pastries. I mean, they're absolutely wonderful. Just like Housewife, the same similar quality to
Oh man, I feel like
Housewife.
I've struck gold with you. This sounds like my people. I should go see
Yeah.
if they need some musicians in their
Are
lives.
you on the Missouri side or the Kansas side now?
Um, I'm actually currently in the middle of moving. Um, and I don't discriminate. I've lived on both sides.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much all the different suburbs. I think it's a great metro area because it's so accessible and it's so easy to just, you know,
Well,
be anywhere you need to be.
yeah, I think other places have like other metros. Like if you go to New York, there's New Jersey. Philadelphia, there's New Jersey. But I think
Yes.
the vast majority, like even St. Louis, is all Missouri with just I shouldn't say all, 90% Missouri on my made up number, 10%. Here we're not quite 50-50, but we are pretty close to it. I think of all the metro areas, we are the most similar, like on one side or the other. So
Yeah.
I
And
live
I
in
mean,
Missouri. I go to Kansas all the time.
and it's funny, I've taken a few friends back up to Omaha with me recently, and they realize like Omaha and Council Bluffs are split the same way across the same river, just 3 hours north of here. But they're not as connected, like what you're saying. Like it's a little bit like you have to cross over the state line and then drive a little bit, and then you can be in the other city. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it's
that
really,
State Line Road
yeah.
has beautiful homes, multi-million-dollar homes on both sides. That's where Patrick Mahomes used to live at 57th and State Line Road. I've driven by his house before.
Yeah, I'll have to go
I'm
do
not
a
a
drive
stalker. I'm not a
by.
stalker. I drove by his house because I had an Uber driver taking me home, and they were driving on State Line Road, and they pointed it out to me. And then I'm like, oh, because it's got a big fence around it. It's right there. And so from the airport to home, we took State Line Road because of a wreck, and he pointed out there's Patrick Mahomes' house. I didn't know that's where it was, um, which I
You had
think
a
he's
little
moved.
tour guide and an Uber driver in one.
Yeah, I think he's moved since then. But I mean, he did not live in a crummy little house. I mean, this is a big, beautiful house with this huge
Yeah, it's a lovely area. I love
metal
how
fence
wooded
around it.
it is, and it's nice because you can be close to everything, but you can still be feel close to nature
Oh
too.
yeah.
So
Well, when you drive down that road, you look on one side and there's beautiful houses. The other side's beautiful houses. Now there's a Ward Parkway Mall on one side, and the other side's building another big apartment complex.
that's true.
And it's absolutely wonderful. I'm going to quit talking. I'm talking too much. I
No,
apologize.
that's why we're here.
Yeah, I want to hear about you. Um, Tell me about your connection to the film industry.
Oh, geez. Well, in a tangible kind of way, like I was saying, I got my footing in terms of like tangible connections here in Kansas City. It had been something that I had been dreaming about since I was a little child. And I told you I was from California, so we'd take family vacations out there a lot. And I specifically remember being about 8 years old in my friend's pool, and our moms were talking, and they thought they were far enough away that they couldn't hear. And my mom and her mom was saying, "Oh, I got my daughter, an agent in a commercial, and she's, going out on these auditions, and she's not doing very well yet, but it's just worth a try because there's so much money or whatever they were just talking about." And I just remember feeling like, oh, dang it to heck, I was born or I'm growing up in Nebraska. That's the life I wish I had an agent. How do I get an agent in Nebraska, So fast forward 20 years or whatever have you. And, then I find, like I said, I finally just started kind of doing some research on the internet. Bless the powers that be for the internet, as troublesome as it is. It's also really helpful sometimes. So I was able to find some studios and find some student films to be a part of and just kind of start um yeah, just shouldering my way in. I'm told I'm a very warm and approachable and friendly personality, so I think that helps. Anytime I get in a room with people, it's fun to feel connected and fun to feel like we're building something together, and then that lets people remember you and call you again the next time. Or like one of the first projects I was on in Kansas City was a student film at KU for like a senior thesis project, and they hired me and another guy. We weren't students there or anything. They hired us, and then that guy remembered me and he called me up a few other times when he had project ideas of his own, and that's just kind of the name of the game.
I
Yeah.
agree with you.
So
Now, you and I have barely crossed paths. We've actually been in a few of the same things. Um,
We find that out after the fact when we see it
yeah,
on the
yeah. When
screen,
I
right?
see other people's, when I
Yeah.
see other people's pictures, but you and I saw you on set for something 916 Productions was doing.
Yes.
I don't remember what it was called because I don't think it's come out yet, but I saw you on set for that.
Yes.
But that's the first time I ever said hello to you. So
But it was so funny because we'd been friends on Facebook. We knew who each other were. We're liking each other's posts, but it's like it's just a matter of time until we meet in the wild, you know?
that's right. I like that in the wild. Someone else said that. I thought that was funny. Yeah. Um, so yeah, we met in the wild finally, and there's I see I've been in two of Tanner's things. I'm getting ready to be in a third later this month. How
Congrats.
many things have you been in with Tanner Smith?
Golly, that's a number I should know off the top of my head, and I'm sure he knows it because he keeps everything all. Um, it's been a lot. Can I cheat sheet my
No, no, no,
IMDb?
it's okay. It's okay.
I
More
mean,
than
it's
five?
because yes, and because here's the thing. So sometimes I'm not physically present in the film, but he asks, "Can I use your song? Can I, do you want to write a song for this?" Or, do you like and or we'll just bounce ideas off each other. So sometimes I'll just get story credit or whatever have you. But yeah, I've acted in quite a number, and I just feel so honored that I'm somebody that he calls when he has an idea or if he wants another pair of eyes on a script or whatever. Like I just love when people feel comfortable approaching me with their creative ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
tell me about your training that you've had to get where you are today.
Yes. Um, in the more formal sense, you know what? No, I'm gonna start by saying that I was privileged enough to have a dad who had a little camcorder in the 1990s and 2000s, and I would say that training, even though I was growing up in Nebraska, I wasn't studying at a proper school, but you could still learn so much just from recording yourself. And I had the same experience with vocal recording. Like I was formally trained as a singer and did a lot of public speaking training as well. But it's like there's something to be said for just recording and watching playback or listening to playback and just to a certain extent trusting yourself to be your own teacher. Now, I will say, obviously, formal training is of value as well. And I took classes in high school, choir, drama, did the musical theater, did the school productions. Um, I mean, really ever since grade school, to be honest. And but then after I finished high school, there were a couple years of hiatus. Well, I did music school. I was gearing more towards music and focusing more on music. I'm feeling like you're asking more about the theater and acting side of things. And that
Well,
was
whatever you want to talk about is fine with me.
okay, cool. Yeah, that was something I more had to kind of seek out and realize in and of myself that that was something that wasn't going to go away and that I needed to find people to connect and network with. And so yeah, so I reached out. I mean, I did some research online and I reached out to Andy Garrison at Actor Training Studio and he did a consultation with me and he said, look, you're great. You have a great personality, you have a great look. Get a couple years of training under your belt and then submit for representation and see what happens, but you want to have the whole package when you approach for representation. Like you want to be strong at your craft. You want to be able to know a little bit about the industry. You want to have a couple friends. Like, you just so he was really encouraging about just like there's not a rush. Like the industry's not going anywhere. Take your time to learn your craft and do that. But yeah, as far as music goes, I think I had more formal training in that capacity. Like I did a 4-year religious school program that was focused on musicianship, and then after that, I love going to school. Maybe that's the root cause. But a couple of years after I finished that program, I went, huh, what's over there at the community college, Johnson County Community College? And then I found the recording arts program. It's really state-of-the-art facility. If anybody has any interest, I mean, just go tour. It's inspiring just to be in the space there. But yeah, the program director approached me and said, "Hey, you're pretty talented. Can we get you on music scholarship?" And I went, "Sure."
So you had a
So
bachelor's in
um,
what was your bachelor's in?
My accredited bachelor's degree, I'm just now working on. I'm very nigh onto completing it. It is a bachelor's in multidisciplinary studies with a concentration in fine arts,
Okay,
which I
okay.
consider very on brand because it's very random, but also very
But very
relevant.
focused. It's simple but complex. I always love it when people say that too.
Yeah, like can you tell me more about that?
So you got a scholarship to Johnson County Community College based on music.
Yeah. It's funny, I auditioned for theater scholarships as well, and I was actually slotted to receive one, and then I had a different sort of career opportunity that took me in a different direction away from the theater department. But yeah, I still consider that a win because, every audition is an opportunity, and every time somebody wants to recognize you, I just think that it's important to
Yeah,
acknowledge
and
and
that's
have
good
pride.
also because, if you had an opportunity for multiple scholarships,
Yeah.
if you step aside, someone else gets it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's also nice. So,
Yeah.
um, so you also, I don't want to go back a little farther because I asked you how you got started and you brought up elementary school. What did you do in elementary school?
I wish I had pictures for show and tell. It was not anything remarkable, but I was a full head taller than all of the other kids, so I got to be the big bad wolf in in the stage, reenactment. But yeah, I loved it enough that I still to this day have the little costume I made, so please don't discredit my experience.
That's awesome. And how tall are you? You made a comment before we started about being tall and
I did. I am just about 5'9", which is moderately tall. It's not
okay.
freakishly tall,
I thought maybe you were like taller than me or something. I
Oh,
couldn't.
dude, I love to wear heels. People think I'm over 6'. I'll never not wear heels. Yeah. So I'm always walking around out there at least 6'1", 6'2", whatever. It's
Well,
fun.
hey, I want to show you some pictures. I do not have, I wish I had the werewolf picture, I will tell you. And by the way, you do not have a tremendous, you have a social presence, but not like hundreds and hundreds of pictures like a lot of people.
So here's the thing about that is about once every 3 to 4 years, I just go and completely decimate my Facebook because I just dislike having one,
Okay.
unfortunately. But now I'm trying to change my mentality. It's my LinkedIn. It's my artistic LinkedIn. I have to keep that running. So
Yeah.
sorry to give you a
Okay.
run for your money on that.
That's good. That's good. But I found some pictures. I went to IMDb and I looked at Tanner's pictures and all those folks. Oh,
Oh.
tell me about this picture.
This is from the Casey Film Festival Casey, yeah, Casey Film Festival International. Oh, sure, you can see it back there. This was not this past year. I believe this was so a year and a half ago then. Yeah, and this is me and Tanner, Dylan Latham, you already mentioned, and a bunch of our friends that we've had involved in. I believe I was specifically here in this exact picture for the premiere of Funny, Kind, Crazy, Clever, which is a Wild Horses film that I play the titular character in. Well, her name's not Funny, Kind, Crazy, Clever, but there's a scene where she assumes those characteristics. And yeah, so.
That's good. I recognize Patrick Poe, and I think the other lady is Ashley there too, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Geez, you're good. Yeah. And yeah, Tevin also over there too.
Who's
Yeah.
over there? That's the one I don't know.
Tevin Keltner,
Okay. I
if I'm
don't
saying
know
that right.
him. Sure, he's a good guy because everybody in there's so good people.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
what's
another
the
picture to
question here?
delete. Another picture to delete at Facebook.
No, I love old pictures. That's the only part about deleting Facebook that makes me sad is everybody's like, why don't you have pictures on here? There have been times before where I upload just old albums of things to give the people what they want. This is a picture of me receiving my Wild Horses Productions shirt from Tanner at the library, and it's fun. We love to use the library. There's a small group of us that meets up to do production meetings or acting workouts kind of together. We try for a weekly basis, but yeah, the library is like a really a really special spot for us because they have all those rooms and sometimes people run auditions out of the library, but yeah, we just use it kind of for a study group and a study and accountability group in a way. But yeah, sometimes we'll get into production stuff or do acting exercises or, update our reels together or whatever. All the
So
all the
just
actor life stuff.
just to keep this picture up longer, you said that you'd met with Andy Garrison. Did you take classes
Oh
from him?
yeah. Yeah, I took classes over there um really consistently for probably 2 years leading up to COVID. And then even after COVID, he went online for a while and I was able to continue online even though, so I was moving back to California at the time. Great timing. But yeah, he was online for a while, so even though I was moving away, I was still able to continue studying with him for quite a little while there into COVID. And yeah, I mean, I consider him a dear friend of mine. So
And
even though I'm not in classes anymore, but
what's the name of his program?
his studio is called the Actor Training Studio
Okay, very
on
good.
like
I'm glad that
95th
you.
and Knoll.
Yeah,
Um,
very good. All right, do
yeah.
you want me to change pictures or just leave this up a while longer or?
I don't know how terrified do people like to be.
All right, what do we have here?
Yeah, this is one of the promo posters for Funny Kind Crazy Clever. The premiere that I was just talking about. But yeah, this I think this didn't I I don't actually know that much about how movie posters work. Like if there's only one official one, this is not it, but it is a really nice promo. I think I think we have multiple posters for this movie
A lot of
because I
times
haven't
they
done.
do. A lot of times they do multiple pictures. So
Okay, cool.
it's all good.
Well,
So
I learned
so tell
something
me,
today too.
that's all right.
Um,
Tell me about it.
yeah, so this is my character Patricia and Tanner's character Tyler, and this film is loosely based on Tanner's experience kind of finding out that he had a chronic illness, and this is his imagination of he has a real life relationship, but this film is an imagination of what if I already knew I was sick when I met this person that I love? Like, would we still be able to work things out, kind of?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, so just a really nice opportunity to explore human connection and like that willingness and resilience of the human spirit to be able to lift each other up and just play meaningful roles in each other's lives. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Actually, I'm having Tanner on next week.
Ah, we've already told all of his stories.
All right. I think this is you, but if you tell me it's not, I'll apologize.
No, it is. It is. This is a good find. This is that film on for the KU senior thesis. They were learning about special effects and green screen, obviously. I'm trying to think. This was maybe my second paid gig ever. And this is Ben Schatzel. I always say his last name wrong. I think it's Schatzel. He's the one I was telling you about. Whereas it's like we both got hired for this job and then we kind of schmoozed a lot, exchanged information. And I think it was not a year later that he wrote to me and he said, "Hey, I have this passion project I'm producing and I would love to have you." And it's just like that's how it happens.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree with you.
so
Like, do you do auditions very often anymore, or do you just get called?
I was thinking about this the other day. I think I'm about 50-50 right now. Because I'm constantly out there scouring the internet, scraping around, looking for more new people to work with or more new projects to be. But I'm kind of at a point where people are contacting me and asking, "Hey, what do you think about this role? Hey, do you want to read for this? Hey, do you want to come out for that?" And I mean, it's nice to be able to have the option to choose roles that feel really connected instead of just kind of just taking anything. But I'm always a reach outer. I'm always kind of looking to grow more and make more connections and so
How
so
many
people who
roles have
haven't worked with
you?
me yet, I'll audition for, but if they've worked with me
Yeah,
or they've seen my stuff, sometimes they just ask me out to
yeah.
do a project. Yeah.
How many roles have you turned down?
I that's not something I keep track of.
No, have you turned down roles before?
Yeah. So often it would be due to a scheduling sort of conflict
Okay.
because I try not to go out for a role if I don't feel that I would actually follow like yeah, I mean just like just well, that's the situation I don't want to have to encounter is that I reached out and we did the submission and I did the audition and you did the callback and we did the chemistry read and then at the end of the day I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
Like I try to like really just think about all of that before I take those first steps or
that's good.
uh, because that's not fun for anybody.
Yeah, no, I've turned down a couple roles, most of the time scheduled, but I've also turned down a couple just because it's like I just didn't want to do that part.
And honestly, sometimes not a lot of information is given on the front end and you don't realize until a little further into the process like, oh, this actually isn't a good fit for me. And
Yeah,
I think the sooner you realize that, the sooner, like sooner is better at that point. But yeah, I
yeah,
mean, it happens.
absolutely.
Yeah. But
It looked like a Christmas picture. I cropped it. What is
yeah.
this?
This is also on set for one of Tanner's films that should be releasing, I think this holiday season. So yes, Christmas. Glad that that reads. Um, yeah, it was the one I just was watching Lily's podcast when I was getting, or Lily's appearance on this podcast while I was getting ready this morning. This is from Fellowship.
Yeah, very
The
good.
one
And
she was
I didn't
there.
realize Mary was in that.
Yeah, I think she and I were both out just kind of day players on that day, but yeah, we all got a little photo op out of it, so
That's
that was
awesome.
fun.
She's
Yeah.
actually played my mother twice, and she's only 9 years older than me, I think.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Ah, this is fun.
That is the best picture I have shown so far. You're barefoot in the woods, right with the poison ivy, playing a small guitar. Tell me about this picture. This
This
is my
is
favorite one.
Thank you. I love this. Obviously, yeah, I can't take it down. No, I love it because this is always where I want to be. No matter what I'm doing and where I'm at, this is always where I want to be. Um, this was actually a shoot that I was doing. That's a hand knitted wool scarf. Um, and there used to be a local publication called Ply Magazine for knitters
Okay.
and yarn enthusiasts. And so yeah, this is me modeling that scarf. Um, but I must have had some significant impact on where we were meeting and what we were doing because I obviously brought my ukulele and yes, the barefoot in the grass was very much my artistic thumbprint on this.
I really like this. So can you play? It's a ukulele, is that what you said?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. You know, I've heard of ukuleles and I probably knew what it was 25 years ago, but I've forgotten it. Um, can you actually play that?
I can. This one was given to me by my brother after he got back from a vacation to Hawaii. So it's kind of one of those like more for looking than touching type of souvenirs. Like it doesn't really hold a tune very well, but I had a friend I probably shortly after the shoot asked me if I would play some specific songs on ukulele for her wedding ceremony. So at that point I invested in a a little bit higher quality instrument and did that. So
Well, this is my favorite picture. Don't take it down. Other people, when they see it, it just looks interesting because there's no shoes in the background. You're there barefoot with this baby guitar sitting on a stump in a white outfit, sitting on a tree stump, which will stain it. It's like it's so many things going on there. I love it.
yeah, it's my forest fairy vibe.
Yeah, that's your best one. Not that the others are bad, but I just like
You.
that one is like interesting to me.
Thank you for appreciating it. That warms my heart.
Yeah. Well, we all are a little artsy involved in this. So,
Yes, yes, fair.
um,
That's fair.
um, so let me see. What do you want to accomplish? Like, what would be 5 years from now if all your dreams came true? What would you be doing? And it can be acting or music. They're equal to me.
Beautiful question. Can't believe I didn't see it coming. Um,
Oh, I'll try to think of really hard questions for you.
oh, this is an easy one. Okay, cool. No, I've had a pipe dream for a lot of years. That I enough people over the course of 15 years have approached me, many strangers, to tell me that I just look so much like Katy Perry. Some people want to take pictures. Some people are like, they just see me playing guitar at a coffee shop, whatever. They think I'm like Katy Perry. So I started collecting costume pieces and I thought, oh, maybe I'll do a cover band or celebrity impersonation or, like that could be fun. Um, but then I have like all of these kind of pipe dreams about that kind of revolve around doing music with other people. And so far, I've been really kind of self-sufficient in terms of learning how to do the recording myself and playing the acoustic gigs myself. And I'm not saying that other people haven't come alongside and helped. Obviously, I learned from someone and you got to know people to get the gigs and stuff. But there's something very appealing about the collaborative nature of both music and film that is just so appealing to me. And I think, especially also with COVID kind of forcing some isolation, that it's taken me some time to kind of thaw out and realize that I've kind of a little bit like strayed too far from the path of collaboration and have gone really like into myself. And I'm not sorry. I've learned a lot about myself and all that, but I'm kind of trying to come back to that center road of community expression and just being able to collaborate with people. And so that being said, I've been auditioning for a couple of different bands, just interested in, maybe doing something a little bit more front and center, a little bit more exciting and energized with that. And that is something that really tickles my brain in a really delightful little way. Just imagining, how could that play out? Um, and also, I did live in LA for a couple years, 2020 to about 2023, and I trained a lot of comedy. I trained a lot of sitcom. I trained a lot of guess it's like sitcom characterization and writing and I really love it. It's really challenging, it's really technical, it's really specific, it's really competitive, and that all of that is really appealing to me. And I don't know how to do that in Kansas City, but Ted Lasso coming through made me go like, wow, anything could happen, right? Like that Ted Lasso production came through town and it's just like, geez. Like I didn't see that coming, but the industry's changing right now. It's figuring out how to adapt to the post-COVID world and all of the technology and all of the, we don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 or 10 years, but I would love for there to be comedy in my life and music in my life. And I genuinely love the network I have here in Kansas City. So even though I don't love the idea of living here for the rest of my life, I like being here though. It's two sides to the coin. But yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
No, that's great. And I'm going to kind of pile on that. Ted Lasso came. We have film incentives now in Missouri,
Yeah.
and I think it takes a while for those to get people get used to it and all that. But if we had a sitcom here, we would all be competing
Oh
for
yeah.
those few roles. And if they probably bring in people from out of state, but there would be some roles that would be Kansas City folks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And we would both be trying for the roles that fit us as
We
best
would
we
be in,
can.
in direct competition.
Yeah, no,
I
no direct
know.
competition. Um, yeah. So what advice would you give someone who wants to get involved in the filmmaking community specifically, just based on your experience? You from Omaha, you moved to the bigger market, taking classes, you lived in LA, you took classes there, it sounds like. What what advice would you give someone?
The advice would, I don't know if I can give somebody advice. I would more like to share a little bit my approach, maybe,
Sure.
which is find ways to get out there and rub shoulders with people. And when you do, just just recognize as much as you can or that everybody don't try to imagine that people are against you. Like right, like imagine like people are on your side. People are wanting to be friends. People are wanting to be friendly. And I'm saying that from a place of having been to a lot of different acting classes and making friends with my people that I'm in class with and building those lateral connections. Because when you see the groups of people in Hollywood that are constantly making films together, like Adam Sandler has all these people that he always calls to be in his films, right? Um, Andy Samberg and all that, like people just have their little cliques, but I don't think they're clicky for click's sake. I think that they came up together, and that's why they can trust each other, and that's why they work so well together. Because they come up together through similar classes, they learn similar languages and an ability to communicate and have those shared experiences and whatever have you. So go to the networking events, scrounge up auditions. The industry in this part of the country is on Facebook. That's literally the only reason why I have a Facebook is so that I can scrounge around and get auditions. Like, I was saying earlier, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have one, but I can't be an actor in Kansas City if I don't have a Facebook. That's the reality right now on the ground. So get in the groups, just get in the groups, reach out, grab auditions, go to IFCKC, work for free a little bit on the front end, make some friends, and be a friend as well. Like, I don't know. It's a delicate thing because you can't just give away everything until you're completely depleted, right? But it's important to build lateral connections, and the best way to do that is to get in person together. So however you can make that happen, make that happen. But also it's a mindset thing for me too because I'm like even when I go into casting, I don't want to view them as my opponents. I want to view them as my teammates. Like, even if that's me just playing a mind game, a mind trick on myself, I want to go into casting and think they want me to get this too, right? Like, I don't want to walk in there and think I'm up against them fighting or having to prove something. I want to think like they also want me to get this. Like we're all on the same team. Like we want me to book this. That's literally why I'm here, you know? So
I like it. No, that's a without giving advice, you said a lot of great advice there. So that was really that was really good. Um,
cool.
how do you put emotion into your work?
Um, this is a challenge for me. But I think I consistently have the most success getting the emotions, having them be honest and transparent by two tools that I think were really codified for me in my LA training, which are, I mean, they're popular, but I think I really got a grasp on them there. And a good as if and a real relationship that I can. So like if I can plug in, like if we're doing a scene together, I need to know specifically who you are in my life. Like my best auditions are always for some reason when I'm talking to my friend Maggie who lives in Alaska. Like whatever the other person in the scene is, if I can access that level of connection and excitement that I have when I'm talking to my friend Maggie, then it's plugged in and we're connected in the way that I need to be to communicate the emotion. Right. But like sometimes I'll use another relationship, but it's just like for me, I need to have a real relationship that I can, and that's in its own way is a version of an as if, substituting like if for some reason the relationship is avoiding me, then I need to think of a scenario that evokes the same intensity of emotion or the same quality of emotion and be able to really buy in that that's what this scene is about. Even if the words are saying something maybe slightly different, if I can lock in and say like this scene is about how it felt when my cat died even though we're arguing in a coffee shop about work. Like it's a weird little mind bend thing, but those two are the ones that always seem to land me in the right place.
No, that's good. I mean, it's internal versus external,
Yeah.
and you already have some of those internal things in, so you bring them up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great answer.
And I think so like several of my acting coaches always recommend keeping an emotions like a trigger journal basically. I haven't been diligent with this, but I keep meaning to be, but I want to share because I think it's probably a useful tool for anybody who actually does the work to do it. But if you keep yeah, you could keep a trigger journal, you keep a relationships journal to understand or to have easier access to these on-ramps to your different emotional states and your different ways that you connect to people. It's like a cheat sheet. I don't know.
Well, on another note, you're talking about, I didn't realize you were in Los Angeles 3 years. Um, what was it like living in Los Angeles, going to auditions? What was it like?
Well, it COVID lasted a lot longer out there. So even though I was there until the beginning of 2023, it was only like the last few weeks of class that we were given the option to wear masks or not. All up until then, I mean, pretty much it was just like we felt lucky that we could be in person together because it was like a lot of
Wow.
people still weren't doing that for years there. So I did get to do some auditions, but all of them were self-tape. And but several of them I was studying diligently at a comedy studio out there at Scott City to Acting Studios, and yeah, I mean some of the if any comedy came through, I could have done it with drama too, but I was really focused on comedy. I would just you book them for a half an hour or an hour, and they'll tape for you while and coach you as well. And I just knew that like, I need that extra edge on my, and I still do that sometimes if I feel like I'm really like really wanting an audition to go well very badly, or if I'm just not getting it, or like I'll still, I'll either call Andy from Actor Training Studio or I'll call Tony from Scott City to Acting Studios and I'll book time with them and we'll tape together. Because sometimes it just helps to have extra eyes on things. And they've been around for so many more years than me. Like they can just read a script and already know what the beats are and where the emotions, like if I don't have the time to
Great.
do the work myself, that's a really nice plan B.
That is nice. Are you in classes right now?
I am not, like I mentioned, I am in the middle of moving. So once I kind of really, as soon as I can, I want to get back into classes.
Are you moving? I can't remember if you said within the Kansas
To,
City
to
area.
town, I just don't know where quite yet. But yeah, to back to Kansas City.
Oh, where are you
Um,
at now?
I'm in Kansas City.
Oh, okay, okay,
It's
okay.
confusing.
Okay. So you're in
Yeah.
Kansas City, but you're like at someone else's as you
Yes,
make
I'm
the
in
transition.
between, yeah, in between spaces right
Oh,
now. So
okay.
yeah, I do a lot of cat sitting and dog sitting and house sitting and stuff. So um, kind of like that's how I supplement.
Oh,
Because
that's
nine to
great.
five is not a great fit for me.
That's great. We have two dogs.
Oh my gosh, call me anytime.
Um, how do you learn your lines? Everybody has a different answer. This, believe it or not, I just asked one person this randomly, and then I loved the answers.
That's cool.
So, how do you learn your lines?
Um, I okay. There's a part of my brain that's like, it depends on how much time I have, right?
You got
So
all the time in the world.
that is a rare occasion, but in that instance, I would really sit with the script. I would work through it, I might start to sketch out some ideas about the character and read through it, myself out loud, read through it with somebody else out loud before I'm even trying to learn the words. I'm trying to learn the character, I'm trying to learn the scene, I'm trying to learn the beats. And then if I have all the time in the world, I'll sit down and literally journal as the character you know, stuff like that. And then, but so my point being, after massaging it enough and just running through it enough, it knows itself if I understand it enough in a way. If it's really not sticking to me, I'll go through and write the scene by hand, just the lines, mine and the other person sometimes, or just mine. But yeah, I mean, something about the act of handwriting is that, but I really like I really, really feel very strongly that once I get to know the character, once I get to know the scene, once I get to understand on a deeper level than the words what's going on, then the words just kind of make sense of themselves. I don't know. Um, yeah, I do. I mean, I work out loud a lot and I also like write by hand a lot. So.
No, that's great. Like I said,
And so,
everybody
oh
has
yeah,
a,
oh sometimes if I'm not memorized, oh my gosh, don't even, I can't believe I'm about to say this on air. If I'm not memorized and I'm on my way to set, I just record on my phone, m monotone, but I'll just record the scene. Well, I'll do like the other person's lines totally colorful and whatever, and then I'll just do my lines monotone. because I don't, some of my acting coaches are kind of like, you don't want to get into line readings because then it's hard to take direction. So if I've practiced the line in a certain cadence or with a certain melody or with a certain beat to it too many times, right? Then taking the direction is kind of hard or whatever, right? So I do the recording monotone so that I can just speed through and memorize the lines while I'm driving. That's crazy people stuff. But yeah, that happens sometimes.
That's
And then I
good.
learned a lot.
Well, I mean, so you don't do like an interpretation because if you journal your character,
Hmm.
but whenever you're doing the lines, you don't put emotion in them until your first
No,
rehearsal.
I do, just for the memorization process.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't want
okay.
to memorize the lines like the melody to a song.
Yeah, I
I
gotcha.
want to know the words and be able to say them in any many different ways that I could you know what, does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. I know like I was in these rehearsals online with Dan Fecht, Rick Daniels, he goes by.
Oh yeah.
He's a good friend of mine, and we rehearsed him, and he just said all of his lines a certain way. And then
Hmm.
we got to the scene, and he totally changed the cadence, the way
Hmm.
he did it. So all the ways I'd practiced, I threw them out the window because it would have been
Yeah.
really underreacting.
Yeah.
Like because he did it like he did his line almost like he was picking a fight with me,
Hmm.
kind of making fun of me, and that's not the way we'd practiced it. So I had to either just on the spot kind of made a decision to go, well, like I don't know, and then I said it in my line.
Yeah.
It totally changed the meaning. And, so I get if you practice it one way too much, it's hard to do it another way.
Yeah.
But I usually choose what I think it would be, but then I'm willing to change it. If I know it well enough, I can change it whenever someone
That's
throws
cool
me a
too.
curveball.
And sometimes I can get really like in my head about it. So sometimes I will even record myself just reading it for like I'll read it out loud and I'll record. I'm a good reader, I guess, but I'll just record myself reading it out loud for the first time so that I can come back to that if I over practice because I think a lot of times I have good instincts and my first read is really natural and really understated but sufficient. And then but if I feel like, oh, I need to work on it more and do all of this and all that, and if it starts to feel like I'm messing it up because I'm working on it too much, then I can go back to that first read and go like, oh yeah, that's right. That seems more natural.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Now, so you've lived in Kansas City off and on for a decade or more.
Sure, yeah.
So if someone said, I only have time for one barbecue restaurant in Kansas City. I only have time for one. I can go anywhere, either side. Where should I go? You can add caveats.
Well, I would tell them that I am a vegetarian and therefore I love the
Oh,
Portobello Z-Man at Oklahoma Joe's, which is
okay,
now Kansas City
Joe's.
Joe's. Okay, fine. It's also affordable. You'll love it. Get an Angry Orchard while you're there. Um, if they were like, man, I want a slightly more upscale experience or whatever, I might just be like, go to Jack Stack on the Plaza, have a little time. I don't know if there's anything I can eat there, but you'll love it.
Hey, since you don't eat barbecue, you probably didn't see the barbecue special that they did. Kansas City did a barbecue special for like an hour. One of the things that they highlighted, there was a vegan barbecue food truck.
Wow.
And they
Now
made their
that's
own
cool.
barbecue sauce. They did things like mushrooms and different slaws and different
Yeah.
textures. And it was a food truck.
What the
And
heck
they
must that
showed
be
people
called?
walking up eating the food that said, I've never had barbecue without meat, people that normally eat meat, but they said this was
Yeah.
pretty darn good. Like everybody liked it. It was a really successful food truck.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it, but I have a cousin who's vegetarian, 99% vegetarian. She's like maybe more pescatarian a little bit.
Okay, sure.
But even that, she's not, she's 99% vegetarian, 1% pescatarian. And she's like, I got to go there.
Well, if it really is vegan, that's amazing. My brother and his wife are vegan and they're constantly looking for food experiences.
But
So maybe I
I
can talk
hope
them
I'm
through
saying it right. I remember it as vegan, but it
that.
might just be vegetarian. But
Oh,
I
I'll
believe
look
it.
into it.
I believe it
Yeah.
was a vegan food truck that's
Thank you.
barbecue.
Yeah, that's really like I would not have thought. So thank you for that.
No, I mean that's probably why they got featured on the show is because like, wow, this is different than all the others. So,
Yeah.
uh, let me see. What do you think makes somebody good at something?
Philosophical.
Watch the
Uh,
show. I ask this question all the time.
you always save it for last. No, what do
No,
you think
pretty much.
it makes? I think I think it's a crock pot recipe, right? I think it's important in order to be good at something, for a person to be good at something, I think that they have to have a certain amount of passion and natural inclination, like a desire to want to do it and a joy of doing it. I think that it requires an investment of whether that's time or care or effort or just doing it, whether it's for love or for money or for practice, habit or practice or time. I don't know what to call that quality. And then I think at a certain point for it to really be fully actualized that the person is good at the thing, I think there has to be a moment of self acceptance or acknowledgement. Not that they're the best, maybe not even that they're good or great, but that they're better than they were when they started and that what they're doing is a gift.
That was a beautiful answer, by the way. That was
Thank
a
you.
beautiful answer. Boy, you like I need to ask you the hardest questions I can think of. You're good at that. No.
Thanks.
Any other words of wisdom before we end the podcast? Any other words of wisdom? Thought of the day?
I think, you know, have fun. That's it. Whether we only have one life or we're coming back again and didn't remember this one the next time, like it's important. It's important to have fun. It's important to pause and to rest and to laugh and to hug your friends or your family or pet a dog or like go see the sunshine or the rain. Like just like have fun. Like yes, do your due diligence. But like several of my mentors in music specifically have said, if it stops being fun, hang up the hat, like go home. Like don't push it if it loses all trace of fun or joy or what brought you to it in the first place. And one of my favorite acting teachers I had too, she said it's okay to quit. Quit as often as you need to. Quit as long as you need to. Maybe you'll come back, maybe you won't. It's fine either way, but like it's the same kind of mentality, I think. Like
Yeah, I like
stay
it.
like yeah, stay with the fun and the joy and it's important.
Well, very good.
Especially in
Well,
this day and age. Holy cow.
yeah, yeah. Well, I actually love talking to you. Maybe we'll have a scene together someday. Like I said, I've seen you in passing,
Yeah.
and it's great to get to know you better.
Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this conversation.
You did a great job. Thank you.
Thanks. You too.